We begin with a first-hand account from a woman who survived a deadly disaster. Her life was changed forever, and now she faces a future she could never have planned for. When a city bus in Ottawa crashed into a transit shelter a little more than 3 weeks ago, 3 people were killed. Marcy Stevens was on a regular ride home after work to her family. She is now a double amputee. The collision cost her both legs. CTV's Catherine Latham has her exclusive story.
The part where I know they're taking care of you. And then I go, great, what do I do?
For Marcy Stevens and her husband Christopher.
We'll get through this.
I know.
January 11th will always be the day life changed forever.
It was just basically thinking to myself, am I going to get through this? And if not, is he going to be okay?
The 44-year-old federal public servant had just finished a week's work and hopped on her usual double-decker bus, Route 269. The wife and mother of 2 boys chose the top deck.
I was sitting about 5 seats from the back on the right side of the bus. I had just put my phone away and I was just relaxing.
Seconds later,
all I remember is just the screaming and then all the seats coming back in accordion fashion. And then I saw the seat come towards me and crunch me, and then it kind of stopped. Was pinned between 2 seats.
This is Marcy trapped on that bus. One firefighter consoling her while others desperately try to free passengers. Incredibly, Marcy was awake through the whole ordeal.
I was actually had the chance of pulling out my cell phone and calling my husband.
All I heard was screaming, shrieking, and I had no idea what I was listening to until Marcy's voice came over and she said
that I was in a bus accident and that I love him greatly and please let my boys know that I love them too.
And then, click, it was silent. She'd hung up.
And she didn't realize at that moment just how life-altering this bus crash would be.
I tried to feel my legs to see if I can still feel them, but I couldn't see my legs because the seats were so pinned.
So you had no idea what the damage was below?
No.
Her left leg severed in the crash, and doctors quickly realized there was even more damage done.
And he said, we need your consent to take the second leg, it's not doing well.
It was surreal for him.
It wasn't until 2 days later when Marcy woke from surgery, Christopher broke the news.
I want to always be the one to tell her that things are okay. No, and I can't fix it.
There's nothing that can fix this.
No fix, but there is optimism, something both Marcy and Christopher have a lot of.
And then me just trying to look on the bright side, saying, we'll get through this until everything hits,
And when it does hit?
When it does hit, it hits hard. But then, you have to, this is something that's dealt to you, and you just have to pick up where you are and try to deal with it and get back to a normal life as possible.
It will still be months before Marcy can get to that new normal. There will be more surgery, and that will likely mean many more months in the hospital. And then, of course, there's rehab. All of this taking a large toll on her family, both emotionally and financially. But as you heard, she's determined. Lisa?
Wow, what a remarkable woman. Catherine Latham, thank you for this tonight from Ottawa. And we'll have more on Marcy Stevens' story tomorrow, including an inside look at her difficult recovery and whether she has plans to take legal action. Any lawsuit will likely consider the role speed may have played.